guys? It's your man X Official, and in today's video I got a special guest here, Julian. But before we get into that video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, leave a comment, and there's also a playlist for the car culture. It'll be up in the link or in the description. But let's go ahead and get to this. My guy Julian, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you drive?
My name is Julian Austin. Some people know me as Juju. I drive a 2021 Dodge Charger RT. I love this car. Just recently got it a few months ago. Not fully pulling my personality based on a car, but I do love cars, and it is very much so something that's a part of my life.
Okay, nice. So what was one of your first cars?
I had a 2007 Ford Fusion 5-speed manual.
5-speed manual?
Yes.
Okay. And did you know you wanted to get into cars, or how did you get into cars, man?
Well, actually, when I was younger, it kind of came from Hot Wheels. I had a big obsession with Hot Wheels, and ever since then, you know what I mean, I had always had a love for them. Played Gran Turismo when I was a kid.
Yeah. Top notch.
Need for Speed. Some Hot Wheels games too, but it was all right. You know what I'm saying? If you PS2 folks know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean?
OGs.
Yeah, OGs. You know, y'all know what I mean. But yeah, it was something that was always a part of my life. Definitely can say it's always been a big factor. I mean, shucks, I work in the car business, as a matter of fact. So might as well put a shout out there for me.
Shout yourself out, man.
Oh yeah. So if you're in the market for a car in the Atlanta area, come shop with me. My name is Shop with Juju on Instagram. So give me a shout if you need something.
Give him a follow on Instagram, guys. Cool guy. He'll get you taken care of. All right. And I know you said you had this car. It's new to you, basically. So
pretty much.
What's your favorite thing about this car?
Honestly, the motor.
Yeah, boy.
American muscle.
I have always been fascinated with the 5.7 HEMI since its creation. Always wanted to see what it could do, what the most I can make out of it. Everybody's obsessed with the 6.4.
They are.
The Hellcat motor, right? You know what I mean? Everybody's obsessed with the Hellcat motor. The 6.2. But I've always wanted to see the most you can make out of the 5.7 HEMI, naturally aspirated. And I've always liked the sound of the car. It always sounded more. Raspy, I guess you could say. Got more of a stronger tone to the vehicle than a 6.4, in my opinion at least. Not other people might not think that, but I do personally.
Okay. And is there anything you dislike about the car at all?
Well, I mean, I can say this is the biggest car I've owned personally. But besides that, I mean, there's not really too many cons, I could say. I mean, besides somebody who cares about gas mileage, but you don't get a V8 and complain about gas mileage. That's dumb,
Smiles per gallon, man.
Smiles per gallon, you know what I mean? Smiles per gallon. Every time I fill that tank up, I'm smiling, shaking my head, brum, 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 brum. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It feels great.
Gotcha. So how would you say it is owning this car? Because the viewers may not know, but Julian had a Honda Civic Si before this one. He had a manual, so now he has an auto. How do you feel with that transition and change?
Well, I mean, it feels good to be back behind the wheel of automatic. I feel like I lost a little bit of control. I mean, the manual mode is cool. Paddle shifters are nice. But I will say that there is nothing like driving a manual for sure. I definitely miss it. I wish they made these in a manual.
I'm surprised they haven't.
We are back. Sorry for the mid-interruption. All right.
What's up, guys? We are back. Yeah, security was low-key beefing with us. I'm normally at that spot. I've recorded multiple videos, as you guys have seen, but the security was beefing with us a little bit this time, so we were like, okay, we'll just go somewhere else. So let's dive back into it, man. So we were talking about the 5.7. I believe you're talking about how you like it, miles per gallon. You don't get a V8 to complain about gas mileage.
That's a fact, man. I came from a 4-cylinder. Miles kind of mentioned earlier in the video. I had a Civic, In specific, I had a 2019 Civic Si Coupe. What other people know is the 10th gen Civic Si's. Um, yeah, but besides that, it's a lot different for sure. I mean, I love having a turbo car, but it's nothing like Hemi power and a V8.
Naturally aspirated eight
Naturally
cylinder, baby.
aspirated, can't beat it. Can't beat it.
You can't beat displacement, baby.
There's no replacement for displacement. Some cases, but in most cases,
Some
there's no
cases.
replacement for displacement.
Exactly. In most cases, pretty much. Man, so what is like, obviously, I guess it's your 8 cylinder is the favorite thing about this car in the room, because you probably don't have to worry about, man, if you take a road trip in this, you probably got a ton of room.
I've already have, and it's been great on space. I can fit all my suitcases and things like that. So it's a great daily. I don't plan on this being my daily forever. What they say, you end up getting a daily for the daily, and soon that's about to happen. So got some big plans for the car, and I won't be driving it as often, but it will be seen. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, while we're talking about the plans for the car, shoot, for some of the viewers who may not know, what are some of the plans for this car?
Okay, so I've already actually started on a few things. Just picked up a differential, a limited slip diff. If you all don't already know, these come with a 262, if I'm not mistaken, open differential. Some of the other Dodge models have the 262, but they're limited slip diffs. That's mainly for the Hellcats. But the one I got a 309, which is going to go on here from a 6.4, or what's known as a Scat Pack. So putting that on there, and I'm also getting the intake manifold from a 6.4 to go on my car too, allow for better things to go forward. Looking at purchasing some shorty headers, yeah.
So can we pause at this manifold? So really, Dodge, it sounds like you can Frankenstein some of them and use some other Dodge vehicle parts.
Exactly, yes. Some of their vehicles do allow for you to Frankenstein some parts from other motors, and allow for more power, which is a great thing. As a matter of fact, 'cause speaking of that, I'm actually going to be investing in Hellcat Airbox, so that'll be helpful going forward. Do a little something different, add a little bit more, a little more power. Not too much, but
more power, baby.
More power, baby.
I'm on power, baby. I'm on power, baby. Testify. I'm on power.
More power, baby. A little something slight. So yeah.
Okay. That's awesome, man. So what are some tips you would give someone who's new to the car scene, man? Maybe doesn't know anything about cars. Like, what's the tip you would give them?
Honestly, man, just don't act like you know it all, man. Just, just be willing to learn, because if you're willing to learn, people really give. Excuse my language, but they willing to teach you. You know what I mean? So you allow people to teach you. They can show you so much about the car community, and the car community is very open. Just don't be a douche, for lack of better words. Okay.
Yeah.
Just treat people with respect. I'm not gonna say to respect all builds, but yeah, respect all builds, because
most
that's
builds.
some people. That's what some people can afford, for all you know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't always start like this, so this might not be some people's ideal vehicle, but it's mine, and I love it for just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think you should do that with whatever platform you have to use. No disrespect to anybody out there. All platforms have a great look, because there can be some cars that look terrible in certain ways and they look fantastic in other ways. So,
okay.
That's my point of view on that.
That's awesome, man. Now, are there any tips possibly for anybody who, like, something to stay away from in the car scene?
I don't know, man.
He didn't have to do that. I appreciate him doing that, but he didn't have to do that.
One of the guys, he didn't want to hit his bike and started up. But
I appreciate it, but we in a public setting. You got to do all that.
You have to do all that.
Much appreciated, sir.
Yeah, you can hear him now.
It might even block that out. I don't know. These are supposed to block out noise.
Really?
Yeah.
Who knows? But what were you asking?
What's something you would tip them to stay away from? A lot of people in the videos would say takeovers, or somebody would say sketchy websites. You're on the last video. Check that video out, by the way, if you haven't already. But like, what's a tip for you that you would give somebody to stay away from?
I would agree on sketchy websites, things like that. If parts seem too cheap to be true, do your research. For real, do your research, because you don't want to get scammed. And a great place for all car enthusiasts, if you don't already know, used to be Craigslist. Now it's Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
So you hit the Facebook Marketplace, you might find something. It seemed like a good deal. Do your research. Make sure that thing ain't messed up. Make sure you have the proper folks. If you don't know nobody, ask somebody. Get in the forums.
Yep.
That's a great thing. Get into forums. I promise you there's so much you can learn about your vehicle from just looking in the forums. Now, there's going to be some misinformation sometimes, but a majority of the time, there's other people in there that are going to answer back and give you other responses. So I look in the forums on Facebook, look in the forums online. Just go on Google, type in the forum for the specific vehicle that you drive. You can find it by engine type, trim level, things like that. And that'll give you so much more of an advantage learning about the vehicle that you own. So that is my point of view on that, for sure.
That's a great tip, man. Car forums help out a lot. Like with the Mustang, man, I was having some idling issues. A lot of people were saying, actually, there wasn't much information about it online until you go in the forums. Then you run into it, and forums helps out a lot. And then you find the community too. So the community is a nice part, especially if you're a certain kind of car. Him finding Mopar community and forums, it helps. It's nice because people know the car inside and out, just about.
Correct.
And speaking of cars, man, do you have a favorite car of all time? And you can do 3 if there's 3. If not, that's cool. But if you got 3 all-time favorite cars, what are they?
Whew. All right.
Tough question, huh?
1970 Dodge Charger RT, no questions.
Oh, we answered that quick.
That is definitely a number one favorite.
What do you like about that one?
The classic American muscle. I mean, if all of y'all don't already know, you know that Fast and Furious, probably had a big impact in y'all's life. But I remember seeing that Charger, and it made a big impact on mine.
I used to drag here back in high school. That railroad crossing up there is exactly a quarter mile away from here. On green, I'm going for it.
I got the Hot Wheels too. It made it even better. So that's another one. I definitely say an SLR McLaren, a very nice exotic.
We're near the Ferrari dealership, Maserati and Ferrari dealership, and Julian said one of his favorite cars was like the SLR McLaren. And
bro, they do have it, bro. This is their car. Hey, you look right in the window. There it is. $489,000, bro.
Good Lord.
2,000 miles in a 2009. And if I could have one more. Oh, that's hard, man.
We put him on the spot, guys. We put him on the spot. That's what you want.
Yeah, you put me on the spot, man. You put me on the spot. Oh, boy.
You can edit that out, so don't worry about it.
No, I know it.
He knows it.
Acura Integra Type R. Okay. A nice, clean Integra Type R.
I got a question for him. This new Integra or the old one?
Oh, the old one. No. Now, don't get me wrong. The new one is great in its own way. It has its own upgrades. Most people might say, okay, don't get me wrong, it is well overpriced than it should be. I think it should be a $50,000 car, but that's what the Type R is for. But I definitely say I'm more the Integra.
Okay, the Integra Type R. DC5 or DC2, right?
I believe so.
Okay, that's pretty nice. Yeah, the new one, I just feel like it's not a bad car at all. I just think it doesn't look like an Integra, in my opinion. You think it looks like an Integra or not really?
No, I think it looks like a nicer Civic, like it usually is. But it has its own pizzazz, and you get some more luxury-focused features. It's meant to be more of a luxury car with some sports car aesthetics.
That's very
and performance features. So I'm not really gonna hate on it. But, it's for each his own. Yeah. And I would drive one, if it was given to me for free.
Heck yeah.
But, big fan. Those are my top 3.
Okay.
For sure.
Wow, okay, that's a good list. Is there something you love about the car community that you'd want to say to the viewers?
Honestly, the folks that you meet. You know what I mean? You can meet people from all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? There's people that you probably never would even talk to in your entire life. until you get into the car community. And it's a great thing. It's a great way to meet people. It's a great way to network. It's a great way to have fun, get out, do different things. If you're antisocial, you can probably meet people that are antisocial too.
Right.
But at least they'll probably be social with you because you have something in common with them. Get out, meet folks, get online, go to the meets in the local area. If you see somebody with a car similar to yours and you think they might be in the community, ask them. You know what I'm saying? That's how you meet people, you know? And just have fun. Don't take everything too seriously. Just have fun.
Yep. Okay. Now, is there anything about the car community that you don't like, that you like to change?
Toxic behavior, for sure. That's definitely for sure.
Now, what do you mean by that, toxic behavior?
Hating on everything you see. You know, for some odd reason, no one can have just a normal car anymore. You know, have a build that's different. You know, they just find a way to hate. You know, now some things, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and stand by. All right, ridiculously loud Honda Civics with crazy exhaust that don't sound or look right. I mean, personally, I owned one, so you know, I wouldn't say my exhaust was toxic or loud, but it was pretty decent. I heard some trombones, but you know, everybody's got their own look
taste.
Yeah, own look and taste for sure.
Okay. You trying to say, well, I'm one of these guys?
No.
I'm just playing.
No, he's got a Accord, so he gets a pass.
Okay. Was there a story with this car? Like, you getting it?
To be honest with you, it was kind of a birthday present to myself. I was looking at some other cars. I was thinking about an SS, another Challenger manual. And then I just happened to be, like I did say, I work at a dealership. So, you know, I used to work at a different dealership. And, you know, this car had came in. And I, matter of fact, quite easily fell in love. And ended up trading in my Civic and got this. And it's me and it ever since.
Now, what made you fall in love with this car? Because honestly, guys, I was trying to talk this guy into getting a 5.0.
Yeah, it almost became a 5.0 too. That was another choice. But you know, yeah, because we talked about it. We did. I called him that day, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm looking between a Mustang and this car." And you know, I ended up going with this one. It was just more practical for sure. But I can't quite say I'm disappointed at all. I'm very, very, very happy with my purchase. So as long as you're happy with your purchase of the vehicle that you own or whatever you drive,
that's all that matters.
All that matters, man. Forget what the haters say. Forget what people online say. Because you paying for it and you get to go point A to point B with that car that you love.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, people are always going to talk regardless of what it is. But like you said, you do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. And if you're doing it to impress other people, you got to stop that.
You got it. You're doing it for the wrong reasons.
You're doing it for the wrong reasons, and you're chasing something that's going to leave you feeling empty. So don't do that. And man, what's a positive message you have for our viewers as we wrap up the video?
Honestly, man,
it could be about anything, just a positive message.
Honestly, just stay being yourself. Stay happy. Don't let nothing stress you out. You know, sometimes in most cases, I say let the hate fuel you because it shouldn't bother you. Do what you do that makes you happy. No matter whatever that may be, do what you do that makes you happy. You know, that's really all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button for my boy Miles. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Videos with the race with the Mustang coming up soon.
What did he say?
Race with the Mustang coming up soon in Mexico. Y'all stay tuned.
Mexico City, guys. We're going to transport the cars to Mexico just so we can get it in.
You know what I mean? So y'all stay focused, stay in, and
appreciate that.
Get up to it next time.
And follow him on Instagram again for the viewers who may have skipped in the video. Where can they follow you on Instagram?
So
actually, you got a car page for this page.
I do have a car page. I have 2 pages. So I have Juju 345_RT. That's my car page. And if you're looking for a car yourself, just shop with Juju, WIT Juju, on Instagram. So if you have any questions or anything like that, inbox me, get with me, and y'all stay easy.
He's a man, guys. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this to a fellow car friend or family member, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Peace.